Today we are having with us Gopal Madabhushi, who is the lead of Veolia Water Technologies and Solutions South Asia, with us to talk about the importance of water and not to take water as granted.
So first of all, thank you very much for taking time and having this conversation. As you rightly mentioned, we take water as a granted like air because we think it is free and abundantly available. I think awareness about water scarcity is the first and foremost that we all need to know, right? If you look at our earth, less than 1% of the water is fresh and usable water, which is first of all a big understanding of the challenge. Out of that, only 4% of that fresh water and usable water is available in a country like India. If you look at population, we are 16% of the world population. So with 16% of the world population, 4% of the water, we already have an imbalance and an equation which set in a disadvantaged position. That's the reason 2/3 of the country has water scarcity today. On top of that, we don't reuse the water. We have a lot of water wastage in the network because of the leakages. We also use significantly higher level of water in our agricultural practices. All these things put together puts a lot of pressure on water than what we have today. The only way we can solve the problem is that we need to change our mindset about water, and we need to recognize and realize that water is only so much available and we have to use it in a most effective way.
See, if you see India as a country, we are blessed with nature, be it sunlight, be it water. Why over the time we are coming into this kind of situation where water is becoming a scarcity?
Again, coming back to the point, there is a lot of change happened in last 40-50 years across the world. The technology is helping significantly, awareness has helped significantly. There are countries like Singapore who have much bigger problem than what we have. There are countries in Africa, for example South Africa, they have a bigger problem than us, right? They have used the technology to solve their problem. They significantly reuse their water. They significantly improve the recycling of the water. They have reduced their consumption. There is a lot of change happened in last 40-50 years across the world. The technology is helping significantly. Awareness has helped significantly. There are countries like Singapore who have much bigger problem than what we have. There are countries in Africa, for example South Africa, they have a bigger problem than us, right? They have used the technology to solve their problem. They significantly reuse their water. They significantly improve the recycling of the water. They have reduced their consumption in the best possible way. I think we have taken water as a granted and we are not paid enough attention and we are not taking enough steps in the direction. That is resulting into a situation where water scarcity is becoming predominantly the problem. On top of that, water pollution is a big problem in India, right? We leave our effluents into freshwater resources. We have our STPs and other sewage goes into the water, right? All the water resources that are available, they are not fresh anymore. So not only we have a water shortage, but pure water shortage is a bigger problem that we have.
When we are discussing, I am understanding 3 points we can discuss when it comes to water. One of the main sector is the government, the municipalities which give the water to the population, which have a very significant role to play. Second thing is, you told the practices what agriculture is using is not the right one. We need to change that. So agriculture also uses a lot of fresh water. Third is the industry. Most of the industries we cater to, we also use fresh water. So when you see these 3 sectors where water is used predominantly, where you see we need to correct ourselves?
Yeah, sure. I think the municipalities and the water bodies, water resource centers which actually supply the water, whether it is for the drinking purpose or the industrial purpose. Today, they are facing a dilemma, they are facing a conflict. How do they support industry? How do they still meet the drinking needs of the country, right? And we being an industrial nation, our economy is depending on industry. We cannot put industries in trouble by supplying and redirecting all the water to the drinking. How do we balance? So the municipalities have a very important role to make sure that water is supplied in a diligent way and keep the balance good. And one approach that they can adopt is encouraging industries to use more sewage treated water. Okay, there is a lot of technology available today where STP water can be treated to the quality that industry can need and industries can able to manage. Similarly, there are places which are close to the coastal side of the country. Desalination is a big focus. Municipalities have to encourage industries to go and desalinate the seawater and use it for their purpose, right? If municipalities can take those effective steps similarly, there is a large number of residential complexes. There are business parks, there are malls, there are many theatres, there are several places where if municipalities can keep strong regulations and controls, then the water requirements of those industries, those particular specific needs comes down. The same water can be repurposed for drinking purpose. I will give one example. One of our customers in Mumbai, they need a large amount of water, like more than 20 million liters of water per day. They have happily choose to take the water from STPs in Mumbai and used our technologies to treat water and support their industry, has resulted into repurposing those 20 mld of water to the drinking purpose. So more than 300,000 families got benefited because of that.
So you're telling that the particular company have taken the sewage treatment plant water, they have collected that water and
They actually set up a treatment plant in their facility which convert sewage water into an industry standard water, so that they can able to use the water instead of depending on municipal water.
So the municipality have made the arrangement to give all those sewage water.
Today the sewage treated water is going into a waste. It is going into canals, it is going into water bodies, it is going into sea, etc. That is put in best use. So municipalities get a profitability here because they are selling the sewage water.
Oh, this is something which can be a lot of other municipalities can try, and they are not even giving the waste back to the earth, and it can be sold.
Exactly. Similarly, I think agriculture is a more complex topic to talk about it, but our practices can be changed. Our which type of crops we use and how we manage the water could be a big discussion point. But certainly the water that is available, the surface water that is available, can be treated well and can be maintained well, so that that can be better utilized. Now coming to the third piece, which is industrial piece, which is very important for our discussion, because we are known to be tough to treat company, where we can treat very tough industrial effluent to the best possible way. Today, a lot of fresh water requirements of industries met by the water coming from municipality. We talked about that can be changed. The second thing is a lot of water that comes out of the industries, which is we call effluent, is either let go to the nearby water bodies, or it will be treated to the substandards, where with the minimal reuse is possible. Right? I think we strongly believe that a high reuse can be possible with the right treatment technology. That way, the industries can become self-reliant in terms of their water needs. At the same time, you can avoid polluting neighborhood, which is going to be in a way very effective for our population, because a lot of people live around the industrial belt. They get benefited in the process. But that requires regulation, that requires industries coming forward and following some tough practices, which can in turn can help the industry, can help the country.
Veolia, you are a global leader when it comes to water management. So what kind of role you believe you can do in India, especially making people aware about the usage of water properly to the government as well as to the industry?
Yeah. So Veolia has introduced and shared and advocated about what we can do in a country like India. We have released the white paper that we have soft copy available. We can share with more people. But the idea here is that we believe in 3 or 4 focus items here. The first one is the awareness piece. That we think that everybody should be aware about the challenges we have with the water, challenges about the water quality, challenges about the effluent polluting our environment, which is very important. That is something that we want to make sure that the awareness is spread. The second thing is, like I mentioned, that we have technologies available, global technologies available. We are investing a lot on those technologies, and those technologies can solve the problems of the country. We can treat any tough water that difficult to treat in a best possible way. So the industry dependency on the fresh water comes down, municipalities dependency on supplying industries comes down, as the country can get benefited. Third thing, we have a lot of solutions, digital solutions. We have technologies available where we can minimize the wastage of water. We can also suggest various approaches the industries can take. In order for us to accelerate this process, one of the most important that we see is advocacy with the government. We talk to the government, we talk to the municipality, we talk to the ministry. If they can introduce more incentives for people to follow best practices, if they have a strong regulations where discharge quality limits are well maintained and controlled, we feel that not only we can supply more technologies to this country, but we can also help the situation on the water front in India so that the country get benefited in a big way.
Definitely, water is a very important point, and I think this dialogue, what we have started with Mr. Gopal today, is just a start. Thanks for your time, and thanks for sharing a lot of information about the importance of taking care of water. We will continue this dialogue in the coming days with Veolia and with Mr. Gopal. Thank you for your time, and we wish you all the best in making India self-sufficient.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for taking time to talk to us. We look forward to have more interactions, and certainly, it is not only the mission of the company that we want to grow and progress, but it is also a mission as a countryman that we want to make India as a water self-sufficient. So it is a great opportunity.